All right, welcome to Hardcore and Shit. I'm your host, Antonio. Today, my guest will be Eric Strong. I've known him for quite a while. He's an actor. I'm an actor. We both went to Studio 4. I met him about, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Um, so I do CrossFit, and what I've learned from CrossFit is how to make my acting a lot better. Um, there's a certain thing that's always been a problem of mine. My acting teachers always told me, you're thinking too much. You're taking your time. Stop it. Stop thinking about it and just do it." And I never really comprehended what he was saying. But when I started doing CrossFit and we were doing this movement called a hang clean, um, the coach walked me through it and told me, okay, just it's like three pieces. You lift and you bring it to your chest, your hips, and then you bring it up. And he told me, okay, so now do it again, and now do it again, and now do it again, and now just do it in one fluid movement. Don't think about it, just do it. And because of that, because of CrossFit and just doing it in CrossFit, not thinking about anything, I've been able to understand what my acting teacher was saying about just doing it and not thinking about it. It's helped me a lot more, and it's helped me to become more in tune with the other person that I'm talking um, to do a lot more natural stuff on the stage or whatnot. So it's been a really good deal. It's been a lot of fun to discover all that stuff just from CrossFit. Who knew, right? CrossFit helps me in my acting. It's just one of those things. But let's move on. Eric Strong, everyone. Let's give him a round of applause. Eric Strong.
Hey, how's it going, Antonio? What's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
Good.
So, Eric, man.
Yeah.
You know, we first met UCLA, right?
UCLA.
James Franco's little acting class.
What was it? The Breaking Rad.
Breaking Rad, yes,
Rad.
yes. That's when I've seen Eric. I had seen him around Studio 4, but I never really talked to him.
That's right.
And then when I got close to him,
because you're so intimidating, man.
No, dude.
I didn't want to be, you're...
Wait, what did you do in college? What did you do in college?
It's funny you talked about hang clean in your intro, and it's funny because I know exactly what you're talking about with hang clean.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I played college football at the University of Nebraska, and so part of the training there was to do some Olympic lifting. You did squats and bench press, and you did hang cleans. And the technique for hang clean, it's no joke. It's all about the technique.
Yeah.
Because you can be strong as hell, but if you're jerking the technique, man, you're not gonna be able to lift the weight.
Dude.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So, yeah, I didn't want to talk to you, man, because you're like, you're such an intimidating dude, man.
Intimidating, dude. Yeah, this guy could have ripped my head off, man.
Come on. Anyway, so yeah, it's awesome. I liked what you said about just don't think about it.
Right,
just do it. And the repetition of it all, and the make it fluid, so you don't it's like second nature, so you can do it naturally.
Yeah. So
am I speaking into the mic? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's
okay?
fine.
All right,
man.
good.
That's fine,
good,
man.
good.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You got a deep voice.
I'm gonna do my James Earl Jones impersonation.
Okay. There you go.
All right, cool.
So
do that later.
We did Breaking Rad. Like I said,
Yep.
I saw Eric, and it's just this big guy, man.
I'm just
a big guy.
I'm a teddy bear, man. Come on.
Yeah,
seriously.
That's exactly what I said after I had acted with you in the scene. I'm like, oh, this guy's a teddy bear.
I'm one of the most unfortunately sensitive guys I know. Anyway, it was great because I remember the scenes we did. Man, you were like hardcore on point, man. It was great.
It was fun, man.
You were great.
It was really fun. It was a lot of fun doing those scenes. So what they did was they just they took scenes from Breaking Bad, and they
just rewrote them,
but made them a lot smaller. So they fit 3 seasons into 3 hours of filming.
Right. They did. They condensed it all down. I think they did one season. They did season 1. And then we were there for the second season.
We were there for the second.
And then they took I think they definitely condensed the episodes down.
Yeah, yeah.
And they rewrote them and directed.
Yeah.
It was a pretty cool
It was
project.
fun. It was fun.
My best work was one day that James Franco wasn't there.
Oh, really?
Of course, right? So the big dramatic, I was playing the Hank character. His name was I was playing the
Yeah,
his name was Ted. Right, I was playing the cop. I was playing
the DA guy.
And then so it was a really great scene. It was really emotional because he's having flashbacks and nightmares and stuff like that. He almost shoots his wife and everything, and so it's breaking down. Blah blah. Actors love these.
Yeah.
Moments,
Yeah.
And of course, James wasn't there
to see it.
To see it.
Yeah, to witness
it. Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it was great. It was a cool experience.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun, man.
It was pretty fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It was nice because you were there. You were there like at least 3 weeks, at least like 2 or 3. You had like a recurring character.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
2
So
weeks
it's more fun when you have more episodes.
A lot more
to work
time.
on. More time to like.
More time to mess around.
Just kind of sink into it and immerse yourself.
And then
that was the fun part for me.
Didn't just show up or anything, and then that was it.
Yeah, I mean, like you do a short film.
Yeah.
It's like one day a shoot.
Yeah, and that's
blah,
it.
Blah, blah,
Yeah.
Or like a commercial. Or,
Stuff
like that. But this was different. This was like a long stretch of.
Yeah. It was really good.
Fun. It was, that's something. But and so then what? Then we saw each other again when we started taking with Brian.
Yeah.
Brian Lally.
over
Over there at Lola's.
Yeah.
Kyle. That's a great school. I'm getting a lot out of that. I got a lot of that when I was going there. I'm still in touch with Brian.
Yeah.
We did some activity.
Yeah.
We did some stuff.
Doors and activities, Meisner. Yeah.
It's Brian's school, the Meisner technique. He's also got some stuff. He's got a lot of things he's adding to it. How's the levels on this? You good? Awesome, cool. I just want to talk loud enough, so I don't have to.
Oh, that's great.
Awesome. So
I think everyone's hearing you fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, man. So I'm just really thankful you brought me in to do this, man. Thank you so much, boss.
Yeah, it's I wanted to do this not just for CrossFit people, but for anyone. You know what I mean? That's why I guess because there's a lot of people out there that we don't know about, and I don't know. I just want to bring people in and just have them shoot the shit and talk, man.
I wish I could do CrossFit, but I did. It's not. It's like Indiana Jones says, in Raiders of the Lost Ark. He says it's not the age, it's the mileage.
Yeah.
So I've got. I can't do all the stuff I used to do, but I love watching CrossFit. I can relate to all the Olympic lifting. I actually had in college freshman year, I played was on the JV team. I had the best hang clean on the team.
Jesus.
On the JV team my freshman year.
How heavy?
Okay, I was 216.
Jesus.
I had 7% body fat because they tested it. Anyway, so it was they had the technique they had judges for the technique for your hang clean. Yeah. They had a square, so you had to stay within the square. And I did 300 pounds 7 times.
Jesus.
Yeah, and it's all technique. It really is all technique. It's just the hinge and the hinge straight up and snap.
Yeah, the snap.
Hinge straight up snap.
Yeah.
And you gotta so, and I use grips, of course. I use straps rather.
Yeah.
But
300 pounds.
I think 300 pounds.
I could just imagine this guy on a Nebraska football team ripping people's heads off and.
Yeah,
look at Nebraska. Come on.
Let me qualify. Played. I didn't actually play.
Oh, really?
No, I was a walk-on. I was on the team. That's my claim to fame. I was on the freshman team. I was on the JV team the last year they had.
Nice.
JV, but a much better actor than football player.
No, but you're huge, man.
Man. When you get, thanks, but yeah, you get to that level. And when you say that, you make me look. Okay. Compared to, if you have to, compared to the average Joe walking down the street, 5'8", 160 kind of guy, right?
Yeah,
or whatever. Yeah. These guys at Nebraska, these offensive linemen. This is the national championship year, 1995, 1997. Championship years. They shared a championship with Penn State in 95, in '97 they went outright. So, but these guys are walking walls of flying muscle.
No way.
They're just ridiculous, strong and big and fast. Like, I mean, I ran a 4.9 flat electronic, which was my fastest 4.9 flat 40-yard dash.
Jesus.
Electronic, which is my fastest time ever. There were offensive linemen running that fast.
Jesus.
It was ridiculous.
Man.
I mean, so at one point there was this one player named Lawrence Phillips, who was from Los Angeles actually.
Yeah.
And he met an unfortunate end in the California penal system. But he was one of the most graced, gifted athletes I've ever seen in my life. And one winter conditioning, it was indoor. So it's like at Nebraska, it's an aircraft hangar, but they turned it into an indoor football field.
Yeah.
And so you can't do like contact or anything. So it's just all pass defense, pass offense, and you just run around after the ball. Anyway, so I'm playing inside backer, and he's playing I back. And if everybody knows who Lawrence Phillips is, they'll know how just ridiculously fast he was. Anyway, so he comes out, and I was, oh my gosh, this guy's really fast. I had man to man, so I kind of shucked him a little bit, bumped him, and he just kind of looked at me askance, like, what did you just do? And like he wasn't even trying before. Like he was just kind of jogging before. He decides to turn on the speed.
Jesus.
And I try to keep up with him.
Yeah.
And I'm huffing and puffing. I've got everything wide open, like except the toolbox, And I'm like, and he just made me look like he blew by me like I was standing still almost. Caught the pass, ran for the touchdown, and I ran back and picked up my jockstrap and had to reevaluate my life because he was just. And these guys at this level, and this is what I was talking about before. Like, yeah, I'm a big guy. Yeah, I have some speed and athletic, but when you get to that level, man, it's a whole different ball of wax. It's like it's incredible. It's craziness. These guys are gifted. They're and they work hard. And so I'm glad I'm a better actor than a football player. Anyway,
where'd you grow up?
My dad was in the Air Force.
No way.
Yeah. So
everywhere then?
Yeah, everywhere. I was ubiquitous.
Wow.
No, just kidding. I was born in Bloomington, Indiana. My dad was going to IU, going to graduate school, and then when I was a year old, we moved to Omaha, Nebraska, actually Bellevue, Nebraska, where Offutt Air Force Base is. My brother was born there.
What's your brother's name?
My brother's name is Ryan.
Ryan.
He used to golf for Creighton University. Now he's in IT for a government, for a military contractor. He's awesome. Then from Omaha, we moved to Sacramento, California, where my sister was born. It's a Mather Air Force Base, which doesn't even exist anymore.
What's your sister's name?
My sister's name's Katie.
Katie.
She's got a beautiful young son. She's awesome.
Nice.
And then Sacramento to Montgomery, Alabama. My dad went to Auburn there. And then, so War Eagle, anybody? And then from Alabama to Guam. We lived in Guam for 2.5 years. Then went back to Omaha to Offutt Air Force Base, where my dad was Strategic Air Command when I was still Strategic Air Command. Then down to Barksdale Air Force Base, where I graduated from high school. Then back up to my dad went back to Bellevue, Offutt, and then I went to Nebraska. And then he went back out to. Then he got transferred to Virginia and retired in Virginia. So that's a long run for a short slide there, as far as my life story goes. But that's where I grew up in the military. I was an Air Force brat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Army brat, Air Force. You get the gist.
Yeah.
Okay. Not to be rude, but I'm going to sip my coffee now.
All right, no problem, man. No problem.
Should I slurp it really loud?
Yeah. Go for it. Go for it.
People are going to get grossed out by the sound on here.
What were you like as a kid, man?
What was I like as a kid? Oh my gosh. I don't know. I'm the oldest, so I guess I was the responsible one, or try to be a responsible one. But oldest kids are the prototypes.
Yeah.
They're the initial the tryouts.
The tryouts.
So
the guinea pigs.
The guinea pigs. Everything's very focused on blah blah blah. But yeah, I was always really into performing and everything like that. I guess looking back, I mean, my mom had me at daycare, and I used to sing along to the radio.
Oh, nice.
Daycare with all the kids and blah blah blah. And I say blah 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 a lot, I find. Anyway, so this daycare guy, recorded me singing.
Yeah.
And then played it for my mom and said, "Your son's got a really good voice. You should have him do stuff."
Nice.
And nothing came of that.
Oh, really?
No.
That's too bad.
Yeah, it's okay. But I always wanted to be. I always wanted to be an actor as far as I can remember. Dude. Always.
So you say your mom had you at daycare? Did she own a daycare?
No.
She just
she
took you there. What was your mom like?
What's my mom like?
Yeah, what was your mom like?
My mom was. Well, she's a good Catholic girl. My mom, she was raised in Vallejo, California. Excuse me, and
nice.
My mom's just got the biggest heart in the world. She's just, she's it's kind of mom. You just know she loves you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Getting all mushy here.
Hey, man, that's what we're here for. Right?
No, she's great. She's, I mean, yeah, she's wonderful. We do this thing. We text back and forth every day.
Oh, you still keep in touch. That's good.
Yeah, we text back and forth every day, and
that's good, man.
Yeah, it's good. So, yeah. About me? What do you think about me?
Well,
just kidding. It was a joke.
You like to sing, right?
People have to
so, didn't you work on a cruise liner?
I was a singer for a cruise ship. Yes, I was.
Look at this guy, man.
I started off. It's kind of funny. Like when I was at Nebraska, I auditioned for an elective hour voice lesson so I could audition for musicals.
Right.
Because I was majoring in theater at the time, and I didn't know anything but the Star Spangled Banner, and I knew it wrong. I didn't know the words very well. There's one part anyway, but so I'm this
what
jock.
part didn't you know?
I can't remember.
Oh, you can't remember.
I remember I messed up. Everything that came through. I do the night, something like that. I couldn't remember the words. Anyway, but yeah, I bet this is just fascinating stuff for the audience. I'm just
fascinating.
Hey man,
everybody. We want to know, man. We want to know. People want to know.
But all I knew was the Star Spangled Banner, and then there was this, and so I was this jock walking in to this audition room where there's Dr. Kennedy, and she's to her credit, she knew music very well. Yeah. It was her behind the piano, and I think I had like 2 days growth and a baseball cap on and a dirty sweater or something. I'm like, hey, how's it going? And there were these 3 female graduate students sitting at the opposite end of the little audition room. Nice. And
hot?
I don't remember. I remember that one was fairly cute, yes, at least.
Nice.
But at that age, when you're like 20, like I was, and the girl's 23, she's like, "Oh, she's too old, man. No way."
Oh, really?
Yeah, you remember that? It's like when you're 20, a girl who's 23, 24. No, man, she's too old for me. That's where I was anyway.
Not me.
Oversheriff. I'm not you. Not Antonio.
No way, man.
So these were the graduate student girls who do music education, graduate degree, who are going to be teaching the students.
Nice.
The elective hour.
Okay.
Right. So I walk in, and Dr. Kennedy's like, "Oh, good day. How are you doing? What are you going to be singing for us today?" I said, "I thought I'd sing the Star Spangled Banner." She's like, "Oh, really? That's a very difficult song. Are you sure?"
Wow.
Well, yeah, I've been practicing. She's like, "Oh, okay. What key?" I had no idea.
Totally blank.
What key are you going to sing it in? I don't no, I was just going to sing it a cappella. Well, okay. Now, the reason I say it to Dr. Kennedy's credit, because she could tell by my speaking voice that I was baritone range, and blah, blah, blah. And it's the kiss of death. I don't know if you've ever been at a baseball game or heard somebody at a football game or some kind of event try to sing the Star Spangled Banner and then start too high and then peter out at the end because it's, oh my gosh. Anyway, so to her credit, it could have changed my life. It would have been different because I wouldn't have, she picked a good key for me. She could have picked it too low, it would have been bad. Because that's why she said it was a difficult song. Because you start too high and you're screwed. Pardon my language. So I proceeded to sing that thing, man. I proceeded to sing that thing as loud as I could. I don't know. I just started to, and well, I don't know. I just tried to sing my best.
Right.
And I remember kind of watching the 3 graduate student girls. They're kind of watching and they're very passive, and then their eyes just started to widen slightly all of a sudden.
Impressed?
And then they started looking at each other and looking back at me, and then kind of widening a little bit, blah, 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 and then and I, like 3-4 years later, I run into one of these girls.
No way.
Incidentally and they said, we still talk about that day?
Oh!
When this jock comes in and sings the Star Spangled Banner and blows everything. So they offered me a scholarship a semester later to study music. I was the first. They offered me the largest. It wasn't a full scholarship.
Yeah.
It was more of a scholarship than I ever got for football.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Wow.
So singing hijacked my acting career because I was in theater school and I was like acting, blah blah blah, and then we're gonna give you money to sing and study music. Money to sing, pay for school as opposed to act. Well, okay,
Right.
Because acting's different. Like nobody comes to you and says we want to give you money to act unless you're out here in Los Angeles, auditioning for jobs. Whereas with that, it was just. It felt good, and it was fun, but that's why I started singing a lot.
Yeah. What was the cruise? What cruise liner were you on?
I worked for Crystal Cruise Lines.
Crystal Cruise Lines.
They're
still around?
Yeah, they're still around. They've been around for a long time. They've actually, Condé Nast magazine has voted them the #1 luxury cruise line in the world for 25 years running.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's the highest end large ship cruise line in the world. They've got 2 ships.
Nice.
I've been so grateful. Been very fortunate to be.
So you still work for them now?
No,
not anymore?
No, I resigned in October 2000. October 2016. Yeah.
No way.
I've been out for a while, but it was great. I got to travel the world, man. I've been all 7 continents. Been around the world a few times.
Yeah. What was your favorite one?
My favorite one.
Continent. Yeah.
Continent. Oh,
yeah.
Man, I don't know.
I mean,
technically, I've been to all 8 continents.
Okay.
Because in some schools have thought Madagascar is actually a separate continent from Africa.
So, okay.
That was my attempt at.
Did you go to any places when you went to these continents?
I've been. Yes, I've been.
So, what was your favorite place to go to?
Oh man. Dude. See, that's very difficult.
Really?
It's very difficult.
Because they were all enjoyable?
They were all really cool.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of okay. I would say one of the things that sticks out in my memory is the sail away from Stockholm, Sweden. That was beautiful because it was during the middle of the summer.
Right.
And the sunset happened at like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. And the sun came up at like 2 a.m. So it was only barely.
Oh, yeah.
During, because it's so high latitude.
Right.
So it's the white nights. It wasn't quite the white nights yet, but the sunset lasts like 4 hours. It's so beautiful. And then you're sailing away through these tiny little islands covered with conifers, pine trees, and people have houses out there, and you see kids and they're on their inner tubes throwing balls back and forth in the water, and this big cruise ship is driving by or sailing by, so to speak. Anyway, it was great. And then Venice never gets old. Hong Kong was great. Oh gosh, man, Cape Town was beautiful.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I've been around the coast, dude.
You do anything fun in Hong Kong?
Did I do anything fun in Hong Kong?
Or anyone?
Hong Kong?
Uh.
No. No fun was had in that respect.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately,
I've
had my fun. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, that sucks.
But it's okay. It does. It is what it is. So, but
all right. Let's move on to the good stuff here.
Okay,
we're gonna talk about something really good.
Yeah. So to give you a run up to, I think I know what you're gonna talk about. I'll give you a run up
Let's
to that.
do this.
Like I said, I resigned from Crystal 2016 in October, and basically just threw myself at the universe, acting wise. I did, short films. I did, non-union commercials. Just getting anything and everything I could do to get my reel together.
Right.
To get lots of credits.
That's how you do it, right?
And I must have done, oh my gosh, man, over the past, that first year, I think I did 15 to 20 short films, student projects. It was insane, and it was great because I would do one project for one director in one school, and then one of the people on that project would call me for their directorial project,
right?
And then one of the people would call me for their directorial project. So I was like the go-to guy for my type at NIFA for like an entire semester. It was awesome, man. It was great, and they had a lot of really talented people. I did AFI. I did some, just I can't even remember. I mean, I can go back, but. And then just been doing my thing. And then it's been almost 2 months ago. I got an audition. My agent submitted me for a co-starring role, which is an under 5-line role for a show on Netflix called Narcos. As you push the mic closer to my face.
I want people to hear.
Okay, so I'm auditioned a month ago, 6 weeks ago. And then a month later, I get a text in the morning that I booked Narcos. And needless to say, I was really happy, but I was also really shocked because most of the time when you audition for something like that big, they know, like at the very most, it's a week. So I had thought, oh, well, I didn't get it. Big deal. Blah, blah, blah. Keep going. And then I got it. So a week later, I fly down to Mexico City where they're filming it. And the scene, I thought I was flying to San Diego. I thought I was just going to go to San Diego because the scene takes place in... when is this podcast airing? Because I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
Oh. Were you going to spoil?
I don't know. I want to be spoilers. Yeah, I don't want to be spoilers. Anyway, it's not too much of a stretch.
Yeah.
To say. Anyway, so long story short, everybody knows they're filming in Mexico City. Okay, so yeah, so I did Narcos, and I came back.
How was it? Was it?
It
fun?
was awesome. It was awesome. It was really awesome. So
did you get the royal treatment while you were out there?
So all right.
Where did you stay? Did they get a limo for you? Did they say, Mr. Strong, hello, thank you for coming
sir.
today.
These are the girls for you.
Yeah, these are.
And this
is
you
can have a different one every night.
Every 2 minutes.
Every night.
Yeah, God.
Did they tell you that?
No.
Oh,
no.
That sucks.
I did get picked up.
Netflix should have they have the money for that?
Come on, Netflix is a class act, and everything's they're beautiful. They're wonderful people. I had such a wonderful time. Everybody treated me wonderfully.
That's great.
Everyone from Eric, the limo driver, to
Nice.
I had the best. The limo picked me up at the house.
Your limo was Eric.
This guy's
Did you tell him, hey, my name's Eric?
I said, I have the two Erics. Anyway, so got picked up the limo, flew business class, which was really nice, down to Mexico City.
Wait. So they sent a limo for you to pick you up here in the valley.
in where I'm living,
Right.
and
And
then
then
drove me to the airport. And then I got on the airplane, flew business class.
and you still live by Reseda?
I still live actually near Pasadena now.
You moved.
Near Pasadena, yeah, I moved.
So like when the limo came up, were like people like, oh my god.
Yeah, there were like hundreds of people out there.
Really?
It was crazy.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, weren't there like looky-loos, like, oh my god, who's this limo for?
No, it's this neighborhood. It's
No?
this.
They're used to it.
No,
Limos come by all the
there's
time.
no people there. It's just houses, man. It wasn't like.
Really?
It wasn't like a stretch limo either. It was just a regular limo.
Oh, really?
And it didn't like fireworks weren't going off or anything. Sirens. There wasn't like an arm like a police. Escorting like that. It was just a limo.
You should have came out going, okay, well, I'm going on my limo.
I'm going to my limo and waving to no one because it was 6 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, really? Hey, man, you never know.
You never know. I documented it on Instagram and Facebook.
Nice.
But,
good for you.
Yeah, so the cool part...
What's your Instagram name?
For Real Eric Strong. Follow me.
Follow him.
For Real Eric Strong on Instagram.
And you can see that story.
You can see that story, all this stuff. It was really fun.
Okay, so it picks you up.
So it picks me up.
Takes you to the airport.
Go to the
Mexico.
airport. Fly business class, which is
business class.
the best flight of my life. Anyway,
yeah, roomy service.
I had a seat empty by myself. The food was great. I had a little bit of I think I had a beer. No, I didn't drink anything. I didn't have any alcohol on the way down because I didn't want to mess myself up for the day of shoot.
Yeah, but it's Mexico, dude. Everyone's
I know, but afterwards I did.
Afterwards
I had margaritas. Anyway, so definitely. So I stayed in the Camino Real Hotel, which was a beautiful hotel.
Right.
And then got picked up in the morning, dark 30, drove out to the set. It was a housing project that looked really, really great. It was perfect. And then we shot. The set, I don't know if anybody, it was, the great thing about it was that I felt familiar. If you're just starting out getting an acting routine, doing student films and doing the kind of thing, it's, obviously you have to get experience, but also when I didn't feel uncomfortable on set because it felt like a set. You know what I mean? It didn't feel like I was in it. It wasn't really foreign. There were a lot more people, and it was, the pace was the tempo was a little quicker.
Oh, really?
And there were a lot more moving parts because they had extras outside, and they had it was a little more complex, but I didn't feel like a fish out of water. Like I'd never been on set before because I'd been on set before a lot, like doing student films. So, and my co-star Ali, Ali Diaz. I want to say Ali. Oh God. Oh man, I'm such a jerk. I can't remember her name right. Alice.
That's okay. It's okay.
I think it's Ali
I'm
Diaz.
sure she understands.
Well, she was awesome. She was really sweet and really great to work with, and she's a wonderful actress. And she listened to me geek out about all sorts of different stuff.
Transformers.
Right? Did you see? Have you seen Infinity War yet? Stuff.
Oh, yeah,
actually, it was before that.
I did.
I did. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So it was a great day. She was wonderful to work with, and the director was great, and everyone was fun. Then came back to the hotel.
Yeah.
Took a nap.
Yeah.
Got up. Went to Starbucks. Did my obligatory Starbucks check-in that I always do when I'm traveling.
Yeah.
I have obligatory Starbucks check-ins from all over the world. I'm pretty happy about that.
No way. So what does that mean?
It's just all over the world, literally, like Monaco.
What does that mean?
Obligatory. It's
like you go to Starbucks.
You're obligated.
Really?
You're
So what's it like going to Starbucks in Mexico?
Actually,
is everything in Spanish?
It was in Palanca. Palanca?
Or is it in pesos too? You pay.
It was in pesos. Yeah. I had per diem in pesos.
Yeah.
Everything was in pesos, and it was really easy. Just I ordered. Same thing I always order.
Café negro.
I just ordered. I don't know. I ordered a Grande Pike's Place, an Americano or coffee Americano. Yeah. They gave me some coffee, At that point, I wasn't going to be choosy. I was like, okay, it's got caffeine. It tastes and smells like coffee. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
I don't speak Spanish, so Espanol. So it was really great Starbucks, like you'd find anywhere in the United States.
Really?
It was great. Mexico is an amazingly modern. Mexico City is an amazingly modern town, modern city rather.
Yeah.
The financial district is, I believe, we're close where I was staying.
Yeah.
So it's just opulent. It's beautiful.
So when you were gonna, before the director said, "Okay, action," I mean, what was going through your mind?
Oh fuck!
No, hey man, that's what
no,
goes
seriously,
through everyone's mind.
Dude, I was every bit of actually, I did 30 Rock back in 2006. I had a co-star on 30 Rock.
No way.
In the first season of 30 Rock with Tina Fey and Jane
Yeah.
Krakowski. And I was the perfectly nice guy in the bar that wanted to buy Tina Fey a drink, and she proceeded to, rip me a new one. And she was great though. And so was
nice.
I had a crush on Jane Krakowski. Oh my god, she was so hot, just hot.
Tina Fey, man. She has a nice ass. I like her.
I haven't had a chance to peruse it recently. Anyway, but she was really Tina. She was really sweet. I'm calling her by her first name here on the podcast. Yeah, Tina. Me and Tina were so.
Your friend Eric here is talking about you.
She couldn't even remember.
You guys are like this, right?
But my point is to bring that up is that it's like when you get in that place where, okay, it's go time. You're on the day. Right. It's time to do it. They're rolling action and go. It's like I don't know. You've got the difference between shooting 30 Rock and shooting the thing in Narcos was my mindset. And through the audition process, they just...
What was it like in the audition process? What did they have you do?
Well, that's what I was saying. That it was. I just did the scene for Miss Hool, and I was just myself. I was just kind of... Right. That's the thing I wanted to talk about today. Like, I wanted to at least mention, like, when you're auditioning, really being... I mean, this is going to sound really corny sometimes, but being able... Finding a process and breaking down your stuff so that you can come into an audition and make the casting director feel like they're in good hands. Yeah. And be your authentic self. Yep. Be happy and powerful. And vulnerable. Because this is a story I've been thinking about and telling recently. Am I doing a lot of talking? No, I'm good.
Continue, man.
Okay, boss, dude. All right.
It's all about you.
Jeez. All right, so say you're going for a role, and they're looking for strawberry ice cream, right? Right. They need strawberry ice cream for this role, but you're not strawberry ice cream. But for some reason, you got the audition because you look like strawberry ice cream, but you're not. Blah blah blah. Whatever. You're pistachio. My favorite flavor ice cream is pistachio. Yeah. So it's my job as an actor to go in there and give them the most beautiful, gourmet, full-flavored pistachio that's me, that I can. That's my job. That's the process within the story, within the audition material, of course, but because they've got everybody they need. If they want strawberry, they're going to find strawberry. The only thing that makes me marketable, because if they want Brad Pitt, they're going to get Brad Pitt. If they want, Hugh Jackman, they're going to get Hugh Jackman. The only thing that makes me marketable is if they eventually want Eric Strong. Right. So if Eric Strong is pistachio ice cream, I've got to give them the best version of pistachio ice cream I've got. Now, two things are going to happen. First, if they're still looking for strawberry, they say, "Thank you very much." And then they think to themselves, "Gosh, man, we're not looking for pistachio, but the day we need pistachio, we're calling his agent." That's one thing that happens. Right. Second thing that happens is that, we were going to use strawberry, But that guy's pistachio was amazing. Can we use pistachio? Will pistachio work? Because I think it'll work. So they either like you and want to use you later, or they like you so much they change everything to fit. So it's a win-win situation. You can never lose by coming in and being your authentic, vulnerable self.
Right.
Because in fact, that's the only way you can win, is because they've got everybody else they need. So.
Yeah. So what did you go through when you were reading the script and you were reading your lines and...
There's this kind of place you get where you're just for lack of a better word, you just, like you said, repetitive motion. At some point, you're just winging it.
Right.
You're just in a pure creative place. And you just go in there and, you're really just having a frickin' ball. You're having a blast. You're having so much fun doing it. And you're not even thinking about whether or not she likes you, whether or not you're going to get the part. You're not thinking about that. You're thinking about giving them pistachio. And the difference between my mindset back at 30 Rock, which was an out-of-body experience, I was so nervous, compared to when they said action on Narcos, was that, yes, I was nervous, but I was still having so much fun being pistachio ice cream for these people that it was just pure heaven. You know what I mean? It was a completely free, it felt freeing and fun and creative rather than, oh gosh, okay, the director is, okay, I mean, I wasn't, it was a lot, it was just, man, it was such a relaxed process compared to before.
Wow.
And what?
Yeah, it sounds like...
Well, Alyssa Diaz, oh man, Miss Diaz, my coach, she was right there with me. Like, it's always, as an actress, she was there and we were interacting, and it was just, we weren't even having to try. We just kind of had a communication back and forth. It was easy to work with her.
What was your character like? Like once you got the part, once you got the part.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody. I don't want to go into too much detail as far as like.
Okay, but was that character a lot like you?
Absolutely.
A lot like you, like
Absolutely.
where you didn't even have to like do anything.
It's not a character that I would normally be cast for, because my type is either coach or detective or military or like dad. This is a totally different kind of character. I think it's okay. I play a realtor. So I'm playing a realtor.
Oh, okay.
So that's the business. That's business-like. Sometimes I've played CEOs too, but
the
point is that, it was just a lot of me in that kind of guy's life situation. I don't know. It's too hard to explain.
Is it?
It's really.
Is it?
Am I snorting? No.
No, a little bit.
A little bit. Many snorts. Well, it's just like, Brian talks about all the time. You don't have to worry about it being authentic if you are truly working off the other actor.
Right.
If you are engaged in honestly communicating and listening to the other actor, it's going to come across. Yeah. It's going to be authentic. It's going to be natural.
Yeah.
It's going to be organic.
Yeah.
So I had the benefit of working, having the Meisner technique and having worked with you and Brian in class and stuff like that. So that, and we've done that so much that came very easily.
Right.
Right.
There was no second nature.
It was second nature.
Second nature.
Exactly.
Wow.
We're doing the Meisner repeat right now.
Are we?
I guess so.
So when does this Narcos episode air?
I have no
Oh,
earthly
really?
idea.
Yeah, probably a year from now, probably.
It's going to be out in 2020.
Yeah, really?
No, dude.
Probably.
I don't know. It's probably in a few months, I guess.
Yeah, oh, really?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
whenever I I should know this, but I'm not really worried about it because it'll
How long were you out there?
Because I was just down there for 3 days.
Oh, really?
It was just a 1-day shoot.
Yeah.
But it was
a long 1 day.
Well, no, actually, we got done in the early afternoon. We got there right when the sun came up. It was breakfast.
Oh, so you started at night?
We got picked up at night, and then by the time we got there to the set,
yeah,
it was it was light, the pre-dawn glimmer. So, but yeah, there was this. I'm used to the green sauce from Taco Bell. Okay. And then so I get this. They had breakfast, and there was eggs and ham. And I get myself some scoop ups of egg and ham, and I some pico de gallo, and so it's green. Oh, nice green. Love green sauce. So I put the green sauce on my plate, not all over the food,
right.
But I put some on the plate, and I didn't know what it was. And then go back, take some nice solid helping, get a bite of eggs, and eat some. And oh my dude, it was so hot. You started crying. No, it wasn't that bad. But it was
snot started getting loosening up.
My eyes exploded out of my face. No, it was just.
You were just sweating.
My ears just disintegrated off the side of my head. No, it was.
Oh, that's great.
It was good. It was. I mean, it was. But it was just a little surprising. So, I'm in Mexico.
Wow. Yeah, that's how you know you're in Mexico, when you start sweating.
Well, yeah.
Just from eating.
It was just that little sauce on the eggs. But, yeah, man. It was funny because I wear size 15 shoes.
Oh, shit.
And I'm a bigger guy. So they couldn't find me. They couldn't find me shoes in Mexico.
Size 15.
So, yeah, that's I should be like 6.
You hear that, ladies? Size 15.
Yeah. So I had to bring didn't have to. I was happy to bring my shoes down.
Right.
Because I've got lots of different shoes that I collect because it's hard to find them. But I'm also dimensionally, I'm a bigger guy. So they had me bring all these changes of clothes down too. And it was funny because I didn't get down there till Sunday night, and she emails me Wednesday, and was like, "Can you come in Friday for a fitting at noon?"
Oh shit!
And I'm in Los Angeles. I'd love to, but my flight isn't until Sunday. Oh, okay. And I'm using Google Translate the whole time.
Oh,
right. And it was great because it was just brilliant. Like I have Russian friends now that I use Google Translate. You just write them on Facebook and translate it, and then I was using Google Translate to translate to her in Spanish.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. I felt like okay, we could really communicate.
That's great, man.
But so we had to do a really quick costume fitting that morning.
Right.
Which is totally boring to your audience, I'm sure.
Dude, no, man. Everything's good. It's all good, man.
Let's see. Yeah, so, dude, you were looking like a badass right now. You just won a 10K race. What is this?
Oh, dude, that's.
I'm interviewing you now.
Nah, man, we don't interview me, man. We interview you, man.
But you won a 10K today.
Yeah.
That's bad to the bone.
Yeah, but what's bad to the bone is Narcos, man. Being on Narcos, man. That's what's bad to the bone, man. We're talking acting here.
I think I would. Okay.
We're speaking acting here.
I would act like going into the hospital if I tried to run a 10K. But so after, but an interesting thing is that I don't know if anything's going to come of it, but the two cool things right away have come from this Narcos thing.
Let's hear them.
I think I have gotten a manager.
Nice.
From it.
Round of applause,
Thank
man.
you. I mean, we're just starting out. We're talking. He's a great guy. He's managed some really significant actors. And
nice.
I'm not sure if at this point I can go.
No,
and I, through my employment, ran into him, and off the cuff just started a conversation. And long story short, we met for coffee at Starbucks and started talking about stuff.
Nice.
And then yeah, so we're definitely in the beginning stages of setting the groundwork for some work. And then, funny thing is, 3 days before I went down to do Narcos,
Right.
I shot a scripted reenactment for the Oxygen Channel called Buried in the Backyard. And if anybody knows what a scripted reenactment is, it's basically based on true stories. Oftentimes they're murder stories, crime stories based on true stories that happen in the United States or wherever, and they have actors reenact and improvise lines and everything like that.
Like those ER stories?
Kind of like that, yeah. Like, you've seen them. Anyway, so my counterpart,
Right.
I played a detective, and my counterpart, the other detective, we were just having an absolute blast on set, man. We were just cutting up and having a great time. And I guess we were making people laugh and everything like that. And he's a comic. His name's Sean. He's an awesome guy. Long story short, the director, his name's Greg Francis. They want to do a pilot,
right,
based on the buddy cop thing of two idiot cops. The chemistry we showed on set. It was so funny.
That's great.
That they want to talk about it. And Sean's got all these great ideas for scenarios and everything. So we'll see what happens with that. So I got a manager, and we're talking about doing a pilot. We're doing a conference call tomorrow.
Right on, man.
So,
look at that.
Hey, and man, it's awesome.
What else is happening? Nothing else?
I am doing. Let's see. I did chest and back yesterday.
Oh, dude, you're talking about weightlifting. Man.
Well, I'm kind of trying to chip something.
What about acting, man?
Acting wise,
Nothing
there's
acting?
I'm just auditioning. Got two self tapes I've got to get in.
Wait, are you doing any classes?
I am currently. I work at night,
right?
So I have my days free because my goal this year is to get. Well, I don't want to tell my goals because that means you're not supposed to talk about your goals to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Or announce them because then it's like
it won't come true.
It won't come true. So I'm not going to tell you what I want to do.
Okay.
No, but let's just say it would be nice if I didn't have to work at night.
Oh, nice.
Or didn't have to work at all. Other than an actor.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
I hear you.
Right. Okay. So when I get to that point.
But you have to be in a class, right? You should be in a class.
I should be in a class.
You're not in a class?
I am not currently in an acting class.
It's because of the job.
My night schedule.
Right.
Does
right.
not
I've
got to sleep during the day. And most acting classes, unfortunately, well, not unfortunately for you, but unfortunately for me, take place during the day.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Nature of the beast.
Yeah.
Okay, more coffee for me.
More coffee, huh? Man,
but I always recommend people who want to learn, study acting, to go over to Lola's and check it out because they're Brian Lally awesome, and Kyle, they're both great. And then you're in that class, so you're obviously.
Well, I haven't been there.
Haven't been in a while, but
I got shit I do.
Got shit I do. Yeah. So that's about it right now.
That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's where I am. It's funny, like you just take the momentum when something good happens.
Yeah.
And you use that as inspiration, and you just keep on going.
Yeah.
It gives you little check boxes that you're on the right track and that you're doing things. Right. According to your higher purpose, kind of thing.
Yeah. I hear you, dude. I hear you.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you read any acting books? Any books on acting?
I'm glad you mentioned that because I took an acting workshop with Bernard Hiller, which was really amazing. He teaches acting technique, but he's also a life coach kind of guy. Well, not kind of guy. He's a life coach.
Right.
It was
wow.
So I took his workshop, which was just life altering. Also, and then 2 days later I auditioned for Narcos. So the energy I
No
had,
way.
yeah. So the energy I had from Bernard Hiller's master class.
Wow, man. So
Really,
it just fueled.
it just
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
freed me up, man.
Wow.
Yeah, it was exactly what I needed at the right time. And Bernard's
Stuff
an amazing guy.
happens. Stuff happens just like that,
at the
man.
right
When you
time.
least expect it, and
Yeah.
stuff just falls into place, man.
It's
It's like clockwork. It's really crazy, man.
I can't
Really
argue
crazy.
with that.
What
at
did you
all.
learn? What did you learn from Bernard?
Oh my gosh,
Is that it? Bernard Hiller?
Bernard Hiller.
Yeah.
And he wrote a book called "Stop Acting, Start Living."
Nice.
And his thing,
It's great.
well, I don't want to, be too glib about not his thing, but his
Just get the gist.
just he's acting as a life problem. So you got to love your life,
Right.
love your life, and have a positive surroundings, people who are positive, supportive, and loving, and you got to love yourself. I know it really sounds really pop psychology and everything like that, but you really do. You have to be able to, take care of yourself, and so that you can tell the difference and expect yourself and be able to be authentic in an audition process.
Right.
I don't want to go into basically, but it was.
Well, man, it really sounds like like things have really come up for you. I mean, you had a really interesting childhood.
I did.
You had a fun childhood, and dude, I mean, I never would have suspected that this guy was a fucking cruise liner singer. Seriously, when they told me, I was like, "What the fuck?"
What the?
Yeah,
What the blazes?
This guy.
I've had. I've been really fortunate. I'm really grateful.
Right.
For it, man. I don't want to be boring with that, but it's really.
No, you got to get back to the world, man.
Well, yeah. I guess one thing that I do want to say about the workshop I took was that really sunk in.
Right.
Was when you're talking about what you're going to do and what your calling is and all that stuff like that, is if you have a strong enough why,
yeah,
the how will just take care of itself. So if your why is strong enough, your how will take care of itself. So I know why I'm doing what I do, and I think it serves a purpose. It inspires me, and what I do hopefully inspires other people.
Right.
Because that's what we're here to do.
Yeah. I mean, it is inspiring. I mean, we're not doing it to be inspiring. It's just inspiring. There's no reason why. We're not. This isn't a inspiring podcast. It's just a podcast.
We're not. No, we're here to inspire you.
It's just
that's right, you.
Your story. When people listen to it, it's just inspiring. It's inspiring because you've kept going, man. You've kept going.
So here's the thing.
I know all sorts of people just try to stop or.
Well, okay, yeah, I am inspired. Let's just take for instance, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock.
Yeah.
He's always posting on Instagram. When he's working out, he's talking about his movie projects. He's talking about this. He's talking. He's got his daughter in his arms, which is beautiful. He's got a beautiful, intelligent, talented wife. This life. Just to see that kind of thing is inspiring because he hasn't had it easy.
Right.
He came from some seriously screwed up circumstances, and he said this himself. And he persevered and made things happen in his life, So when I hear a story like that, I apply it to my circumstances and say, well, I mean, it sounds really trite, really overplayed, but if somebody else can do it, I can too.
Yeah.
And so if somebody's listening to me and they say, if that guy can do it, so I'm not. Yeah. So I'm not doing it because I want to inspire people. I'm doing it because it does inspire people.
Yeah.
Because I think okay. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you just had a really crappy day.
Yeah.
or maybe a series
Oh yeah.
of crappy days.
Definitely.
And
We all have probably.
stuff is getting really, really bad, and you're thinking about making a decision that's not going to be good for you.
Yeah.
And then you watch a movie,
On
or see, or listen to some music or something, and it just kind of says, you know what? I'm just going to wait on that decision.
Oh yeah.
I'm just going to hold off on that. Maybe this, because you never know. Given enough time and going down that spiral of making bad decision after bad decision after bad decision, you could just end up dead.
Right. Yeah.
So in a real way, I know it may be a stretch for some people. It hasn't been for me, because acting, music, and movies and acting performances and writing have literally, I believe, they saved my life. So I want to do the same for other people.
Yeah.
That's my why.
Yeah.
That sounds really corny, I know, brother, but it's not, man.
No,
not
man,
for me.
No, man.
I want to do the same for other people. I want to perform the same service for other people that, was performed for me. Like, there's all these scenes, man, I must have seen Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, yeah.
Like 50 frickin' times. Because there's just been certain times in my life where, you know what, I need to watch Empire Strikes Back right now.
Right.
Because of certain parts of that movie, I'm going to teach you. The boy has no patience. Oh, yeah. I'm going to do my James Earl Jones impersonation. Okay.
Wait, that was quite a switch, man. He was talking about this, and then just went all of a sudden. All of a sudden,
so
I'm going to do my James Earl Jones.
watching. No, I am your father. No. So watching Empire, man.
All right.
And certain movies, certain scenes in movies, just really have turned me around in my life, dude. And I think as actors, we have that rare capability to do that for other people.
Yeah.
Who can't.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think everyone should find their own scenes or their own movies that turn their life around. Yeah, definitely.
You never know.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know what kind of even TV show or movie scene is gonna, or just a part of a story. That's the power of stories and being part of stories. You never know. Stories are different for everybody. Everybody gets something different out of a good story.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then telling those stories, it's like, that's my why. I want to be part of stories that save people's lives, because it literally can.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
really, it sounds like an extreme thing on the surface,
no, dude,
but when you think about it,
art
art saves our frickin' lives sometimes.
Yeah.
Just like medicine.
Yeah.
It's medicine for the soul.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, I've gone over the deep end now.
You're going a little too far out here.
Okay, so let's
a little too much.
Let's talk about CrossFit again.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Okay. Can I do my James Earl Jones impersonation?
Sure.
Okay. Have you seen Conan the Barbarian?
Yes, I have.
The original?
Yes.
How many times have you seen it?
Probably like 5.
I've seen it like 30.
30. Oh, okay.
All right. No. 5 is good. Okay. You know the scene where Conan gets captured?
Okay.
Because he's got the medallion, the jade medallion. He wants to go and assassinate Thulsa Doom. Right. But he gets caught because he's dumb. Anyway, he was strong and healthy and ferocious, but none too bright. Anyway.
Okay.
That's it.
Let's do this.
Obnoxious commentary. All right. So they drag him into the courtyard. Right.
That's great.
They drag him into the courtyard. There's a fountain in the background. There's snakes crawling on it, and then James Earl Jones' character, Thulsa Doom, goes, "I wish to speak to you now. Where is the eye of the serpent? Rexo said you gave it to a girl, probably for a mere night's pleasure. People have no grasp of what they do. You broke into my house. You killed my snake. Holgrim is beside himself with grief. You killed my servants. You stole my property. And that is what grieves me the most. You killed my mother. You killed my father. You stole my father's sword. Must have been when I was younger. There was a time, boy, when steel meant more to me than gold or jewels. The riddle of steel. Yes. You know what it is, don't you, boy? Shall I tell it to you? It's the least I can do. Okay, it's gone long.
That's great. That's great. That's great. Holy shit!
I love that movie.
That was
Obviously,
awesome. That was awesome.
You know you're a geek when you memorize scenes from Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, dude.
Dude.
All right, man. That was fucking fun. That was good. Are you good with that?
I'm awesome with
I'm
that,
cool
man.
with that,
You're
man.
the man.
That was great to end it with the James Earl Jones impression.
Wait to end on a high note.
Yeah, we end on a high note.
Low.
Yeah.
Oh, see what I did there? See what I did?
High low. That was great, man.
Dude, you're the man. Thank you so much, brother, for having me here.
Eric, thank you for coming in, man. Thank you for coming in, dude.
You rock, boss.
Hey, definitely, man. Definitely.
Right,
it was a good time. We had a good time, everybody. So, just, keep your head up, man. If you're acting and stuff, just keep your head up, man. Just keep going forward like a train, man. Just don't let anything stop you. Don't let anything stand in your way.
Boom.
Right? You just, because you hear it right here. Eric did all these short films, student films, and then the door opened, and Narcos, and now a manager, probably. Things are happening for him. Keep going, keep moving. It's a long road. Just keep going, man. You have, and a lot of the times it's just, and I think this is the truth. It's just you, man. It's just your road. So just keep going, man. Don't be afraid to be by yourself. It's fine. Nothing's gonna happen. It's all fucking good. All right, man. All right, everybody. Have a good one. Thank you.